Hello everyone, welcome back to Welcome Me Gaming. Just gonna pause real quick because I want to adjust some stories before I get started. Alright, so we last left off, good thing I stopped where I did. I could have just gone south to Kansas City, but couldn't do that because there was no place to cross the river. So I actually had to cross in the city where the camper is, and then wander my way over here. So
the Runciter's Circus restaurant is Nolly, the baby elephant who serves
we're back
drinks.
to the circus again.
The diners whoop and applaud as she dangles a wine bottle, making a man jump for it. The woman taking orders comes to your table.
What can we get for you?
Well, let's do
The
some
waitress calls out your order, and Nolly trumpets back. She sways slightly as she sets down your bottle. It topples and rolls off the table, forcing you to catch it. Nolly snorts. A laugh?
It's an interesting one.
The crowd applauds, though you aren't sure for whom. The
have a
elephant
drink.
can't keep a straight line on her way to the drinks trolley. A man reaches out to stroke her as she passes, and Nolly overbalances, staggering and collapsing
thing.
onto a table. The crowd cheers and laughs, but you're not sure this is part of the performance.
Probably getting itself
The
drunk.
waitress leans over Nolly, talking to her handler.
She must have gotten the booze again. Weren't you watching her? She can't have done.
The other woman insists.
She was only drinking water.
Oh no. It might have been poison.
The handler's eyes widen.
Like the tiger? I'll check her bowl.
She's back
Oh,
a
no.
moment later.
It stinks of alcohol. Somebody must have spiked it.
The
Poor
elephant
thing.
wafts her trunk from the ground, and the crowd cheers.
Seems like the kind of terrible thing that would happen.
Looks like
back
Nolly
then.
likes to drink herself.
Poor Nolly. Nolly the elephant.
Outside this lonely farmhouse, a pair of children, no older than 6 or 7, are waiting in a cart. One is holding the reins with an easy confidence, as if the cart is his. The other stares at you with a quiet suspicion.
I'm just gonna watch.
Suddenly,
Let's see what
a
happens.
third child, carrying a leather doctor's bag, opens the farmhouse door and climbs laboriously into the back of the cart. He can't be more than 6 years old.
Well, now
You see an
now I have to ask
oversized
some questions.
stethoscope looped several times around his little neck. You okay? You shout. Where are your parents? But the driver
Very
kid
rare
just
that we
ignores
have
you.
a voice in this
He
game.
gives the reins a quick flick. As the horse trots away, you notice that the door to the farmhouse is open.
No
A
deal.
humble parlor. In the armchair under the window is a girl no older than 5, left all alone. Where are your parents, you ask? She just gives a piping laugh. Dead these 80 years, she says. Under her shawl, her hair is bone white. Nearly 90,
7.
she says. Oh, don't look at me like that. I know I've got the face of a wee child. So does Dr. Simons and his brothers. You'll find an awful lot of houses around here where folk are younger than our years. You heard of changeling children?
What?
In the old country, people feared us. But mostly they feared our masters. She laughs, low and weird. We rose up in the hollows, under the hills. Killed our masters, then fended for ourselves. We made the choice everyone else did. America.
Okay. Yeah,
The
sure.
hills are quiet now, they say. People sigh and wonder where all that wonderful magic went. But there's no power in the world that can't be twisted evil. Here,
Hey, you know,
the hills are
that's
dead.
reasonable. Freedom is
There's
pretty
no
important.
power over us except the sun.
No one wants
She
to be a house elf.
nods. Her smile is an old woman's smile, wise and satisfied with a life well lived. Then her smile grows. Her lips part. And you see that every tooth in her little mouth comes to a glistening, hook-curved point.
Yeah, let's go ahead and move along. Yeah, let's get the hell out of there. So yeah, I don't know. Just got back on. Had to get some laundry folded, have a tasty snack. Had some leftover seafood boil. Can't beat that. Wife always goes for the crab. I tend to stick with the shrimp. Shrimp and sausage. That's my go-to. I am no good at crab. I wish I was. Crab is delicious. But it is too much work for a simpleton like me. Like, I struggle to keep up with any crab cracking. So it's always like, yeah, you enjoy your crab. I'll just take the easy route. You know, went for shrimp and mussels. It's no crab. Saves a little money though, I'll say that. And we'll definitely get some when we go to all the buffets in Las Vegas though, I'll tell you that. I'll get my fill of all the
Here
seafood
you
I
are.
need.
I should have known we'd meet again.
Of course we would.
We had good odds. I think I'll wander every road in the nation twice before I find an answer to my pain.
You are a sad man.
Every road but the paths back to Frisco. I haven't decided whether I'm going back there yet. Pauline and Silas don't want me in their lives. They have a new family now, and it doesn't include me.
Sorry,
Alone,
dude.
out here. I spend too much time inside my own head.
You really
Can you
do.
tell me a hopeful story to lighten my
Yeah.
mood?
I'm glad you're going for something hopeful. I have to think about it though. I chose all the sad stories because you always go for those. Oh wait, we got ducks to talk about. Oh, you already know about the butterflies. Good thing I got the ducks.
That's a good one. We do reach up
Open
like
your
that
eye.
towards hope. Joy.
That's all it took was that
You don't
one.
really enjoy something unless you experience the lack of it. Hunger makes the food
Nah, you
taste
always
better.
talked
This
about
is
it.
what
You
I
already
tell
talked
myself.
about this.
I don't
I can
know if I
skip over
believe
this.
it all. In the end, I need an optimistic story right now. Something to...
Okay. More positivity. Okay. Go with that one.
I like that one. Makes me feel the way Silas used to in the old days. There's some more travel I could do. I think a lot about going back to Frisco where it all began. I could find Silas and Pauline and ask them if this is what they really wanted, pretending to be normal together. The road would take me right there if I let it.
Guess it depends on
But
who's
no.
thinking about it.
I don't trust myself to see them and act like a decent human being. Maybe with
That's
more
reasonable.
distance. Right now, it's still so much to bear. I need an optimistic story right now.
Man, he really changed
Something
up
to put a smile on my face.
what he was looking for. I feel like I should pick some interesting ones. I don't know if this one's a optimistic one.
That's a good one.
I guess it
We
is.
do reach up like that towards hope. What's in my future? Well, even the most alert people still fall into pits. So you're not alone
Sorry,
if you're casting
chewing my
around,
nails.
wondering
If
how
you
to
heard
pull
that, I
yourself out
apologize.
from the
It
muck
was a
and
terrible
slop.
sound in my head.
In my case, even when I did get up, my mud-covered eyes prevented me from seeing clearly. So I tumbled into the next ditch.
I mean,
I
at least he's
suppose I'll
aware
just
of
keep
it.
doing that forever. Sometimes I want to hear a sadness that resonates with my own. Do you know
All
any
right.
stories like...
I got those. I already told the soldier story. Dang it. I guess this one. I think this is a sad story.
The tragedy in that story, it's real. Have you ever tried writing poetry? They were my family. It wasn't just that we were close. There was something stronger that bound us to each other.
Yeah.
It was
and
a
now
sense
it's all
of
gone.
belonging to each other. We were going to share our lives, and we knew it was meant to be that way. Silas said once that we were bodhisattvas, born into this world to help people. It was a nice thing to say, but
Shame it
I
didn't
had my
hold up.
suspicions then. Now I don't believe it at all. Sometimes I want to hear a sadness that resonates with my...
I feel like I want to hang on to the sadness. Let's tell him the scary fish story. Nah, save the scary story. I feel like this is more of a hopeful story, but I feel like there's a sense of sadness to it.
Look, you can't just have a happy ending. A story needs to feel true. Trust. Well, people confuse states of mind. You can talk of rebuilding trust, but it's never quite the same once broken.
Nope.
Certainly, I'll never go back to those old, idyllic days. I used to have this belief in our immortality through our art, our words, our deeds. I thought there was power in that. Silly of
There
me,
still is to some
certainly.
extent.
Go ahead and tell me. I'm ridiculous. I suppose after a while I'll start to realize how little I can change and accept myself as an uprooted poet howling unheard into the winds, seething with anger and pain, exiled to a
Alright.
little island of suffering surrounded by storm clouds. Really just a sad little bum that nobody cared about. That sounds about right. I've gone on long enough. Next
Hey,
I'm
I might
traveling out
actually
this
run into
way.
him again.
Keep an eye out for me if you find yourself over there.
Alright, I'm gonna adjust my stories then, because I think I'm heading that direction. Oh yeah, totes. Okay, let's get rid of the old stuff. Thank you. Just show me the unseen ones. There we go. Okay, so what are our options here? Are those really all the way out there? That's all we got? Got a bunch down south. Okay. Okay. Well, cool. Maybe we'll hit up that guy, swing through Tennessee, and then head down south to knock out these last couple, and then go see our old friends down here. And then maybe we'll do some traveling. Yeah, I like that. Alright, well, let's adjust some stories. Okay. Forget, is there anything for me in St. Louis? Or was it just him? Have I already done St. Louis? Oh, no, I guess I haven't.
It's nearly Christmas. Many are drinking liberally. A man staggers up from a downstairs bar and falls over the top step. Help me! You can barely hear his voice over the traffic. For God's sake, help!
What is
People
happening?
tut at the man's drunken state. A woman tosses a coin at him without even looking. The drunk clasps at his gut
Oh, God.
and looks straight at you. Help me. Please.
Well,
He lifts his
got a
hand
good reason
from
at
his
asking for
stomach.
help.
His palm is red with blood. You press a cloth on the wound,
red with
and he
blood.
hisses with agony. Another man strides up the stairs, laughing. He looks at the bleeding man, sweeps his Stetson off in a theatrical bow, and turns to you. You best mind your own.
I've already started helping him.
He steps forward, smiling toothily. He twitches his jacket up and rests his hand just above a pistol. Good evening to you. Tipping his Stetson in a gesture of farewell, he walks fast, but not fearfully, and does not look back. The bleeding
do what you
man
can.
collapses into a fetal position. His clothes are saturated, and a bloody puddle has formed around him. There's nothing you could have done to save him. You could speak to the police, but you didn't see the killing blow.
Well, then I guess we move along. Nothing else here? Nope. Keep heading east. Let's go talk to our friend one more time. Probably twice more to actually finish, but at least we'll get this talking. And then we'll figure out what we want to do. Also, we should probably make sure we know where we can cross the river again, because I think we're going to need to head south from here, and it looks like we might just have to go back. Oof. Yeah. Tennessee. It's not gonna be easy. We're just gonna have to find something. Buddy, why are you camping out in the middle of nowhere? Maybe we should skip over the south for now. I don't know. I don't know. It feels weird. Maybe this will be. Yeah, you know what? We'll still do the south. This feels like a good one to keep doing more campfires, because we're
Looks
running
like
low
I'm
on
still
stories to
me
collect
and you're
still.
still you. A pity, isn't it? To be stuck with ourselves like this.
I mean, it's kind
All
of a
this
pity just
wandering,
being
and
stuck
I
with
couldn't
you,
escape
dude.
the one thing I wanted to be away from more than anything else. I suppose that in the end, we all have to settle down inside ourselves. But I don't want to be the way I am now. If I could,
Well,
I'd live inside
keep
the
talking.
past.
Maybe you'll figure it out.
Inside the time Silas and I had together. Back on the road together. Forever.
Yeah,
alone,
well,
out
that ain't
here.
happening.
I spend too much time inside my own head. Can you tell me a hopeful story to lighten my mood?
Yeah, I can do that. Something hopeful. This one's hopeful, apparently. Cute little two-headed bat.
I like that one. Makes me feel the way Silas used to, in the old days. Joy was the life I had with Silas on the road. I don't know what exactly made me want
dude,
the simple life
this
of
guy
a
is
bum,
so
but
stuck
the
on his
pursuit of
old
that felt
boyfriend.
natural to me after the problems I had had earlier in my life. Hopping on cold train cars that
You
froze
need a new
overnight,
relationship, buddy.
scooping out
You
beans
need to
from a
move
tin
on.
with our hands. All of that was pure joy. Most people go through life doing a lot of work to avoid the truth. Silas and I wanted to find the truth, to witness it with our own eyes. I need an
Shame that didn't
optimistic
happen.
story right
Man,
now.
He swapped
Something to
over.
put a smile on my face.
Much more looking for the optimism now. I think hopeful is the only good thing, right? It's hopeful or humorous, so this one's not humorous. It's just good. Good love
That's
story.
a good one. We do reach up like that, towards hope. My love. Did I overwhelm him? Was it too much for his delicate soul to be caught up in the storm of my love, my desire for him? To have
Yeah,
him.
it sounds
own
like you're a
him,
little
make
bit
him a part of
overbearing
myself.
considering how much you still talk about
I
him.
dearly wish he felt the same way about me, but I'm not sure that he ever did. It may have been that he just enjoyed the flattery of my worship. And, you know, I was far from the only one who thought of him that way.
I mean, I feel like you're starting to grasp
Sometimes
that
I want to
sense.
hear a sadness that resonates with my own. Do you know any stories like that?
Got a few sad ones. Apparently these ones are sad.
That one was like getting locked out in the cold with nothing. That was some trip. I
You
was
are
certainly
quite a
sad
poet.
when it was over. It's an odd thing to have such a memorable and storied time, and then, in retrospect, you wonder if it really happened.
Oh, it sounds
All
like
of
it did.
that.
Just didn't
gone.
turn out how you wanted
You
it.
could have dreamt it all. You don't have to let that bring you down, though. It's enough for something to exist in the past, and for that to have been good. It's melancholy as hell, sure. But what isn't in this life? I need an optimistic story right now. Something to put a smile on my face.
Alright. Positives, positives. That one's humorous. This one's positive.
Well, I can find that kind of movie theater story at any stop along the road. Did Silas ever imagine a future with me? What did a genius like Silas see in me in the first place? He never said anything directly about my work. Other people came to him for writing advice, and he would suggest changes in diction or grammar or tense, and they'd go away happy and leave him alone. But Silas and I usually just talked about the weather, or people we knew, or how we'd get to the next city over.
I feel like he's
What he taught me
putting a
is
better
hidden
sense on things.
under the surface, like a cone.
What is it called?
Sometimes I want to hear a sadness that resonates with my own. Do you know any stories like that?
Yeah, I got some. Grave Robin's pretty sad tale.
The tragedy in that story, it's real. Have you ever tried writing poetry? Choice. Of course, Silas and I chose to live the way we did. We both knew it wasn't without its dangers, what we were doing. We got in some scrapes and talked our way out of others. Something about the righteousness of our mission must have shone through. Silas in particular, his eyes had a certain shine that spoke to his purpose, an effect that was only enhanced by the hobo rags he wore during the trip. More than once, folks intent on giving us trouble saw him apostle-like and let us be. The sun will be rising soon. I've got to pack my camp and get ready to go.
All right.
Up at dawn every day, thinking about how to get to the next town, how to
see you
eat,
around next
where
time,
to...
man.
It's like the trip I took with Silas, but I'm on my own this time. If your trip takes you out this way,
God,
we might
going
meet again.
Farther east, huh? I might have to swing by on my way up north. Well, I could get to him. Screw it. It's much easier to remember what I'm doing when I'm just going one by one. So, I think I'd like to just keep going. Okay, I think we're good with that. Or where are we going? East. Didn't go too far. I think that should be able to wrap up his story with me. So that'll be good. And then we'll figure out where's the best. That looks like a crossing, so that's actually perfect. Yep, that's crossing right ahead. There in Louisville. God, we're all the way back in Louisville. It's crazy. Oh man. Alright. Sorry, you gotta listen to the depressed guy one more time, everybody. Let's hear his story so we can move forward.
I'm glad to see you.
Oh, come on.
It's some powerful coincidence that we meet again. We're lucky to build a story like this of our times meeting together. The other trip, my journey across the country with Silas, that's the only other story of such a huge story. Alone,
Maybe
out
I'm
here.
wrong. I don't know. Oh my gosh, I forgot. I missed what he said. Oh, I hope he wanted something sad.
Listen, these days, I can tell when a story's hot. When I look back on it, I see how Silas came into my life at a crucial time.
Damn it.
Stopped what I was
Should've
doing
skipped.
before, working at a company,
Wasted
and was
that
searching
turn.
for what my real work in the world could be. I wanted to find what it meant to be alive. And then, a miracle. A man who shows me there's a whole other way to live in the world. A way I couldn't have imagined on my own. He seemed so free and easy compared to the way I always got up. I need an
the poet's way.
optimistic story right now. Something to put a
Okay.
smile on my face.
Okay, optimistic. We can do that. Hopeful. I just want to confirm. I don't want to mess these up. Apparently, the man with the peculiar drink. Ounces 1. Oh yeah.
I like that one. Makes me feel the way Silas used to.
Saw that picture and I was
in
like,
the old
oh,
days.
yes, I know who
Joy
that
was
is.
the life I had with Silas on the road. I don't know what exactly made me want the simple life of a bum, but the pursuit of that felt natural to me after the problems I'd had earlier in my life. Hopping
That's
on
fair.
cold train cars that
Keep it
froze
simple.
overnight. Scooping out
Oh, yeah, you
beans
talked
most
about
people go
beans
through life.
already.
Silas and I wanted to find the truth, to witness it, with our own eyes. Have you heard any scary stories in your travels?
Really?
Tell me
You
one.
want a scary
I want to-
story? I haven't heard you ask for one of those yet. Oh, we got some of those for you. Just want to confirm. I don't want to use these ones because I could do the fish, but I want to save these if he wants anything else sad. I was like, I can't imagine this not being a scary one.
Oh, you're good at telling these. It takes effort to make the scare feel real. Freedom. Am I really free
Come on,
now?
open that eye.
I don't know what I'll do next, but I'm starting to understand that it has to be something different. I've been on the road for a while now, but this whole time, I've been as trapped as I've always been. My mind, just going in circles, repeating the same old conversations,
It sure feels like
revisiting the
that.
same old places. I catch a glimpse of real freedom now and then. Just need to find the best way to pursue it. Sometimes I want to hear a sadness that resonates with my own. Do you know any stories like that?
I got sadness for you. Yeah. And that's why I wanted to save these. Yeah. The anonymous great. No. The lingering voices? No, maybe that's scary. No? Yeah, we'll do this. The lingering voices.
That one was like getting locked out in the cold
Yes.
with nothing but your sorrow. Silas could see I was trapped. I was a shy kid. Silas helped me realize there was something more than just being frightened of things, of people. Traveling with him
I really
unlocked
want
a
to see
new
what
world.
this guy's final form
I'd never
looks
felt
like.
so free before. The way I was slipping in and out of different situations, others' lives. In the normal, day-to-day, you think you're doing fine, but you're really imprisoned.
Ooh,
To break
so
free from
deep.
that is a holy thing, a beatific thing. Sometimes I want to hear a sadness that resonates with my own. Do you know any stories like that?
Okay. Actually, yeah. The Rotten Orchard.
The tragedy in that story, it's real. Have you ever tried writing poetry?
No
Authority.
thanks.
Well, sometimes Jess and I worried that Silas would get in trouble. Not out in the world, but with the census. He was the type to attract that sort of attention.
He was a bit of a...
A great novel
Bit of a
must
comedian.
sing its truth in defiance of the powers that would have it silenced. A great work of art transcends the shallow morals of its era and challenges what we think we know, especially what we think we know about ourselves. It was a hell of a time, that trip I took with Silas.
Sure
Train
sounds like
hopping, hitchhiking, walking, whatever we could do to get across the country. We talked to everyone.
it's pretty fun to do.
Bums and hobos, machinists and librarians, waitresses and cops. We wanted them to show us who they were. Now it's gone, done, in the past. But that's not
Time to
something I
move
should
on,
be
dude.
mourning, is it? Something I should be celebrating. My next walk takes me up the road this way. Where does your road take you?
Not that way. But I'll see you next time. Hang on, how many... Does he got a spot now? Who is it? Okay, we got Santa Fe, Los Angeles, El Paso, Miami. So Miami's our closest teleport spot. We really need something else. We still haven't run into a last guy. Okay. Okay, so there's 4 chapters each. For some reason I thought there was 3. Dang, I still got a lot of work to do. I've only completed 3 of these. She's close. He's close. He's gonna take a couple. So we got these 2 who are ready to be finished. Dang. I think we should go ahead and cross the river back. Nothing in Cincinnati for me, right? That guy's teeth. Alright. He's just north. I could go. And then I can teleport to him. Because I'm pretty sure he ends up where he left off. Or at least close. He's so close, I might as well. Dang it. Let's just whistle our way. Speed it up. Then we'll head back south. We're leaving just that one lone guy in Michigan. But he's too far away from everything else. There's just no convenient way to get to him without taking a huge detour. Oh shoot, I didn't change anything. Oh well. What you got for me, Cassidy?
You want to know
my
something
God.
funny? I've been misguided the whole time I've been
I
speaking
love
with
this
you.
artwork.
I was in the library in Seattle and I found Ovid's Remedia Amoris, The Cures for Love. There's a part where he specifically advises against traveling alone
This
to overcome a
art
heartbreak.
is so good.
Which is exactly what I've been doing for so long. I laughed. A wild, bestial laugh. They came over and kicked me out. You never know what you'll come across when you read
gonna
whatever
get
you
asked for
can.
like lots of happiness stuff now.
Sometimes I want to hear a sadness that resonates with my
Oh,
own.
back to the
Do you know any
sadness.
stories like
I got your sadness for you, buddy. Let's talk desperation. God, these designs are so great.
the tragedy in that story? It's real. Have you ever tried writing poetry? The future,
I haven't.
I don't know what's to come after all this, but at the moment I can't bring myself
It's
to
so
care.
interesting seeing this transformation of their
The
personalities.
whole time I wandered
along
alone,
with the
I
image.
lived in the past and put all of my hopes in something yet to come. I need to let go of all of that. I've decided there's no such thing as the future. It's a healthier way to go about this business of living. Sometimes I want to hear a sadness that resonates.
More sadness. All right, bud. Dude. Stuck truck driver.
That one was like getting locked out in the cold with nothing. I'm done looking for family. It's best not to get too attached to any one group of people. In the end, you'll feel betrayed. I'm not a misanthrope, though. I say only that it's best to keep your expectations in check. There's nothing wrong with being alone, either. It can be nice to be free
As
of
long as you're
ties to
comfortable
others.
with it.
I need an optimistic story right now.
All right. Bring the hopefulness. I think this one's a good one. I hope it is.
That's a good one.
There we go.
We do reach up like that, towards hope. Everyone thinks they understand love. I thought I knew what it was, too. As a poet, it was my subject, my area of expertise. But really, I had no idea. It isn't about what others
Most
do
of
to
us
you.
don't.
It has nothing
Not until
to
you
do
really
with
get
that.
it.
Love either comes from you or
Even
it
then,
doesn't.
it's
And
no
that's
guarantee.
the end of it.
Because you both gotta feel it.
Sometimes I want to hear a sadness that
I mean, he's embraced his sadness, that's for sure. Ugh. Just got this one.
the tragedy in that story, it's real.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried writing poetry? For a long time,
real. I witnessed
suffering
it.
and wretchedness was all I could see. It hurt my work. It's a blinkered view. I'm struggling to see past the storm clouds of my own mental state. Too many sad words and they just flop around and die on the page. If I can recapture some of the highs and pair them with the
love the
lows,
typewriter.
then I might be getting
Storm
somewhere.
clouds. So
Alone,
much wonderful
out here.
symbolism.
I spend too much time inside my own head.
Hopeful. All right, give us some hope. That's, I think, adventurous. Shoot, I can't think of what ones are hopeful. I'm so used to all of his sadness. Okay, the girl is a good choice. I'll go with that. Yeah. Get all the points that we can.
I like that one. Makes me feel the way Silas used to in the
Shame
old
we
days.
won't reach the end.
Poetry is my heaven. A poem is a fixed set of words, but it doesn't end there. It's an organism, too. Electrically alive. Just like you. How did I forget the magic of that work? The way words can be assembled into a perfect expression of feeling, essence, pen on paper, ink, and shapes. The record of a human soul. It's time for me to go soon. We spent all night long talking.
And it still didn't
like
free
that.
you from your shackles.
I feel like I have better things to say now, and sharing them makes me happier.
Well, that's good.
If you find yourself heading out this way, look around for me.
I
I'd
really
like to sit and
wasn't.
talk again.
I would like to finish you up, though. So hang on, do I got his teleportation? Where's that gonna bring me to? Chicago. Oh man, how far is that? He's closer now. I guess if I keep going this way, I might as well just head that direction. And then I can swing by that guy in the future, because I got my Chicago teleportator. And we can head over to West Virginia, I guess. Why not? Sorry you guys gotta keep listening to this guy, but, you know. Gets the job done, I guess. Okay. Well, we might as well finish this up. Always changing our minds. But it's like, it's so much easier to focus on one person at a time. Otherwise, you just get totally caught up. And it's like, it's so hard to figure out, like, what's the best method. Go east. There he is. Just right there. Like, I feel like I'm apologizing, but I really like watching the stories wrap up, too. So, it's more enjoyable to see the end of the story eventually. It's crazy that I still have one person that I still haven't even met yet. Sorry, I had to crack those knuckles. I think after this, I might need to take a pause to go check on my wife, because
I've been thinking a new way recently,
today, so she doesn't have to
handling
be
my
awake super
memories
early,
differently,
but she does work
living
still, so,
differently beside them. Maybe traveling alone to forget about Silas was exactly the best way to never forget it.
Sorry.
Alone, out here. I spend too much time inside my own head.
He always starts
Can
with
you
that.
tell me a hopeful story?
I always skip
The
over him. Okay. Hopeful story. Gotcha. I feel like the bird is hopeful. Pretty positive. A fortune-telling bird. Yep. Alright.
That's a good one. We do reach up like
Open your
that
eyes, sir.
towards hope. It's normal to ponder fortune. It's natural to wonder what things would be like if you'd been luckier somehow. Silas would say, luck
Understandable.
doesn't exist. Everything you experience now is based on your past karma.
I don't know about
Whatever
that.
the reason is, though, it's pointless to dwell on.
There's There's too many bad
Can't go
things that
back in
happen to good
time
people.
and change what led us to be in the situation we're in now. We can only try for something better starting from now. Sometimes I want to hear a sadness that resonates with my own. Do you know any stories like that?
I do. Oh no, those are both scary. We'll save the scary. Sadness, sadness. I really should have changed up some of those. How did I miss that? I mean, stabbed and bleeding bull sounds pretty sad.
Look, you can't just have a happy ending.
Okay.
A story. For a long time,
feel like being
suffering
stabbed
and
is
wretchedness
kinda
was
sad.
all I could see. It hurt my work. It's a blinkered view. I'm struggling to see too many
we already
sad
told you
words,
that.
and if I can recapture. Sometimes I want to
Skipping.
hear a sadness that.
Okay, let's find the sadness. No. Bitter lover. That feels like it should be, but it doesn't appear to be. Dang. That's scary. Sadness. Dang it. Where's all my sad stories? The anonymous grave. There we go.
That one was like
it.
getting locked out in the cold.
Oh, we're
with
so close.
nothing but your sorrow.
I can't do this
Maybe
again.
Silas thinks of me sometimes, of our paths together. I'll be disappointed if he's really moved on, if he doesn't give his time with me another thought. I like to imagine him sitting there with Pauline, going on about something, wishing he were listening to me instead. Is that so wrong? I'm sure I won't always be this philosophical about it. Sometimes I want to hear a sadness that resonates with my own.
I hope I have enough sadness for him. I'm just clicking this one because it's not listed, but a bitter
I don't
lover.
think I'm in the intended audience for that joke. Everyone thinks they understand love. I thought I knew what it was,
God,
but
if I
really,
can't finish
it
this.
isn't about what others do. Love either comes. Sometimes I want to hear a sadness.
Dude, just cut it out. Stop with the sadness. I just want to finish this guy's story. I can't believe I seriously have like no options. I don't know. I'm serious.
Hey, you don't need to try and cheer me up like that. Faith. Then I lost. But
I'm
that's
just-
now
you
I
know-
say it's an enlightenment. When we first met, I asked you why. Now I'm off again. Not sure where that'll
I'm
be just
so
yet.
mad that I
Even
have
at
to-
rest, I still
Okay.
need to be near things in motion. They say the Dharma will end, like all. So what is there for us in this world? Why? I don't have a great answer to that. I loved Silas. I still, but everyone goes their
I'm
separate.
tired
We
of
all
hearing about
have
Silas.
to
I'm
see you
tired
around.
of hearing. Are you done? Did I finish it? Thank you, dear God. Okay. All right. Well, now I feel bad for skipping his stuff, but I was just tired of hearing from him at this point. I'm like, I've heard enough, man. You've told enough stories to last a lifetime. Okay, just be done with it. Okay, I gotta pause. The ducks. Okay. Had to take a break, wake up the wife, feed the cats. Oh gosh, do I really? Yeah, he's just gonna be the outlier for now. Unless, no, screw it. I don't wanna deal with him. So we're gonna go to West Virginia. Yeah. I want more stories. I think I have to cross here, though. Yeah. Already been to Cincinnati. It's good times, for sure. Though I am saddened by the fact that they didn't have Skyline Chili as an option for food there when I needed to heal up. So, you know. No points for that one. Glitched out. It wasn't my fault. Nothing like screaming cats begging for breakfast, acting like you've never fed them in their lives. Charleston. Huh. Alright. We got some hidden...
Low tide on a moonless night. This
looks
beach is
interesting.
long, stretching toward a receding sea. In the darkness, the sand seems coarse and gray. Alien.
Is
The
there an alien?
stars are dim and distant. It outshines the stars with its presence, a streak of sickly colored light, leaving a trail of distorted fire. It slowly creeps along the sky like a vast worm.
I feel like
But
you
you
can't
know
stop
that
looking away from that.
Given the distance, it must be moving at great speed. Its parabola heads south to north. In the far distance, just for a second, a boardwalk town is engulfed in light.
Interesting.
With a rumble, its street lamps and windows dim.
Color from outer
Then go
outer
dark.
space.
All that you can see emanating from there is an otherworldly color that you can't quite name.
It's unnameable. I named it Thomas.
Outside the small thicket of apple trees,
You got Johnny Appleseed
the
guy?
phrase
Oh, hello.
tended to by John Chapman is carved into a fence post. Nearby, a hound lies on its side, perfectly still. Flies buzz around its ears. But a grizzled man pauses at his digging to shoo them off. There's an extra shovel.
Give him a hand.
With it, the two of you make short work of the grave. He tells you about his beliefs, why he's raising apple orchards in the middle of the country. It's a sin to graft, he tells you. Hurts the tree. Eventually, the hole is deep enough. He stoops to the ground and lowers the pup into the earth. Tears flow freely. I'll see him again in heaven.
This is an interesting
He
way to do
tells you.
it. It's
Our
like
souls
tell
are
of
bound
Johnny
by
Appleseed, but
love.
tell the story of his dog.
He wipes his eyes. I don't think I can bear to stay here, though. Maybe I'll set out again.
Very interesting. And I'm sure it transforms into the tale of Johnny Appleseed as
You
it
come
goes.
across a girl picking wild blueberries. She smiles and greets you. Anin. She offers you some from her birch bark basket. You reach in the
Birch bark
basket for
basket.
blueberries,
For
but pull out a
blueberries.
handful of small, smooth stones. All the colors of the rainbow.
Throw this. Why?
The snickering girl runs into the trees as fast and light as a rabbit. The stones
Not gonna
tumble
throw
from
the
your
stones
hand
at her.
and hit the ground, instantly turning black as the night. Your heart leaps in surprise.
Good thing we didn't throw him.
How strange.
It's an interesting one. Let's see what kind of story we're gonna upgrade here. The grave robber. The vigilante who hunts grave robbers. That's an interesting transformation.
Clouds roll together to fill the sky. You shelter
feel like I've
beneath a
told this
rocky
story
overhang. Above, the clouds turn gray and purple and blue. Lightning arcs between
Glad
them.
we found shelter before we
The
watched the
hairs
sky
on the
show.
back of your arms stand on end. The lightning is so strong that it seems to open a path in the haze above you.
What?
You are sure you see massive talons
Ooh,
curved
we got a story
around
about a
the
thunderbird.
clouds. The thunder
Nice.
is so immense that the ground trembles. Your lips and hands tingle from the
This is
electric
cool.
charge that fills the air until the dancing lightning passes on over the hill.
Well, that's nice. I like that. Okay, so who did we see up there? Okay, we could travel. We could travel north to see our sad man. Oh, and our little friend from the from the first words. I'm out of words. Is that the one we haven't seen yet? It might be. Well, we'll make our way back down to him. We got a whole loop we can make. Gotta head all the way up to Vermont. Oh, man. Yeah, let's do that. Let's just head straight north. Head up to see Mr. Burrows. Fine voice actor. I'll be curious to listen to him a little more. I'll be really curious to hear his transformation. 'Cause he was a pretty sad character too, so it's gonna be interesting to hear that transformation. Cross on over. So, did we not stop at Pittsburgh? Guess not. Alright. Let's see another sad friend.
First, Ma and Pa wanted me and Paul on the front lines. They wanted someone to be proud of, and I did as they asked. Then the government wanted me to take an IOU, and I did. When there were no more jobs, I, along with thousands of others like me, went and asked Hoover to pay up.
And what happened?
General MacArthur was so scared of us, he brought in goddamn tanks to keep us from tearing apart DC. Know any good jokes? I'm not so good at telling them anymore.
Aww. Okay. So I'm happy. Happy, funny. Let's get some jokes. Oh boy. Made everything sad. This one is considered funny. Think. Come on. Yes.
Wish I could tell that one to my sister.
Yeah, that'd be an inspiration.
Future? When I was young, I worried about the future. But now, running all
Let's
on
see him, like,
autopilot
turn
and
into a
fumes,
transformer.
I've got no control over it. So worry has become me. Do you know any happy stories? Hopeful ones?
I got some hopeful ones. I thought I did. I think this one's a hopeful one. Just got the wheelbarrow full of. No, that might be a funny one. Dang it.
Sorry,
Yeah, that's a joke.
everything has one, or everything
Should've
should.
known.
Everything deserves one. I don't really tell this to people, but, you know those little purple thistles, the prickly ones?
Yeah.
Cirsium vulgare, they're called. Common weeds, but I love the little scratchy flowers, and I feel a little disappointed yanking out their roots. They never hurt anyone. So anyway, tell me a funny story? You seem like you know a few good ones.
Alright. We'll try some more funny. Sorry, I didn't save that one for you. There we go.
Yeah, Paul would have liked that one.
Eye's not even open at all.
Making choices.
Seriously?
Well, morals ain't important to the bosses, and not to me, and not to the war. They ain't doing anyone any good anymore.
Dang.
Tell me a happy story. Something to make the world seem kind.
Alright, let's get that hopeful one back. We can do this. The fortune-telling bird. Always a classic.
For a moment there. Just a moment.
Open that eye.
I felt better about it all, too. Can't look to fortune anymore. Not after all that's happened. Never thought
Fair.
the government controlled my fortune, but I suppose I was fool enough to hand it over. Do you know any happy stories? Hopeful ones?
Some more hopeful ones, huh? The bizarre children are apparently hopeful.
I liked that one. There's some hope left for you, too.
He's
you know.
close.
Don't give it away too quickly. When the memories swirl, I find joy again.
He's so subtle with his voice work.
Between the trenches, I catch a glimpse of Paul before he was gone. And the time before then. Well, that was joy to me. The night's over soon. I should be leaving. The road takes me this way next.
Ooh, you're heading way
Where's
south.
it taking you?
I'll have to hit you up later.
I wish there was a road I could take home. Home as I knew it. To my sister Jessie and all of them before the war. But there ain't. It's something I think the road is helping me to understand.
Well, we'll see you around then, partner. Let's see what Pittsburgh has to offer us. And then I guess we'll head up to there. Meet our old friend.
By nightfall, the hospitality of this sleepy hamlet, combined with their superstitious tales, has both overstuffed your stomach and filled you with a hollow dread.
Oh dear.
Folks say these woods are full of apparitions, witches, and worse. You curse yourself for getting on the road so late. In the moonlight, every valley and hollow at the feet of the Tappan Zee seems like a stolen shred of the abyss
Another
itself.
whippoorwill.
Fireside tales seem less fanciful, and every cackling crow and moaning whippoorwill seems like a demon perched on the shivering, spindly trees. But something cuts through the noise. The muffled sound of hooves galloping on the cold,
headless
muddy
horseman.
road.
Sure looks like it now.
When he finally slows his horse alongside you, it's as though he had just appeared out of the mist. He's astride a gigantic black courser,
Of course he is.
and though his boots are muddy and ragged, he wears an immaculate coat with great, shining buttons. From his saddle hangs an antiquated
so it's
flintlock
just
and a
dark
cavalry
character
saber.
who then people
In the
turn
darkness,
into the headless horseman.
You can hardly see above his towering shoulders. His voice is a rumbling
stranger.
croak, deep, but as though his throat is filled with thorns. Have you happened upon a cannonball around here? You can tell English isn't his first language. German is. His hand, so pale it's almost blue in the moonlight, grips the reins in a fist.
Ugh.
You mumble an apology and watch as he silently rides away, back into the mist. He's cloaked in black, you notice from behind, but the blood running down over his shoulders glints crimson in the moonlight.
Is that where like the headless horseman comes from? Like a cannonball took off his head? Interesting.
A few wanderers like you are looking for a place to camp.
We heard there's a Leatherman cave nearby.
And what does
They
that
tell
mean?
you They describe a locally famous vagrant who hiked this area for almost 30 years.
He's dead now,
Kinda cool.
but his caves are the best place to camp at any town.
Makes sense.
You and the other wanderers find the cave easily, because someone's lit a fire there. As you approach, you see a silhouette bend over the flames with an odd, creaking sound,
That's
like
not
a
a sound a
door
human should make.
swinging in the wind.
Okay.
His coat is crudely stitched from leather plates that squeak against each other. "The Leatherman," one of the others whispers. "A ghost." The Leatherman must have heard, but he just stares. His face is corpse still.
Are you a ghost?
Shouts one of the others.
Huh? Leatherman?
The Leatherman's face reddens, and he stands suddenly, his stinking leather jacket screeching like a rusted gate as he unfolds himself to his full, towering height. You're 10 yards away before you glance back and see the Leatherman standing outside his cave, hurling insults
French ghost.
in French.
Wait,
You shout. "Maybe he's not a ghost."
he's a French ghost!
The others scream. The Leatherman, wheezing, flings a rock. You book it.
The Leatherman. Corny stuff, to be sure. Alright, what are you updating? Aw. Where am I going? So I can see him on the other side of the river. Or lake. That's a lake, dummy. Obviously. Alright, I think I'm gonna get these two. And then we'll probably wrap up.
The man is the color of mill dust. His smile creases his face like folds in dough. He gestures you inside the dilapidated structure and shouts over the sound of driving wheels.
You're welcome to sleep here. You don't want to
Well, that's
rest
a
by
nice
the
time for
river.
you.
Not in the evening. Insects.
Man shoves
Right.
the broken door closed behind you. The mill is warm, and the air is heavy with the powder kicked up by your entrance. You realize how easy it would be to drift off on this pile of sacks to the loud but constant sound of the grinding wheels.
I mean,
Pain sears your spine. Why did you sleep at this ridiculous angle? Your back complains from being draped over the millstone. It's good the mill is totally abandoned. Its works long ago disconnected, or your legs would have been pulverized.
oh.
The man is gone.
You just never know what these stories are going to turn into.
This is not a place to linger.
The creepy mill. Alright, last one here. And then we'll wrap up. And then next week we'll see what lies ahead. We'll go see our little friend from early on.
Muddling through the dark,
Ooh,
you stumble
creepy deer.
into the path of the white deer. Its beauty strikes you at once. It is something
Severus Snape is
otherworldly,
nearby.
beyond borders. A moon swimming in the void. Human shouts not far away break the spell. The deer's ears prick up. This thing is being hunted. You know a way out of here. As the hunter's cries get louder, you approach the deer carefully, palms outstretched.
What?
As you grow close, your features become clearer in the light of the deer's aura. It bolts into the path of an oncoming train.
What? Okay. Alright, well, yeah, we'll say that that's where we'll wrap up today. Next up, we'll continue on. I mean, what else is there to say? So, hope y'all are liking this. If you do, make sure to leave a comment and like the video, and subscribe to the channel for more. And if you don't, there's plenty of other stuff to check out on my channel, so maybe give that a try before you write it off entirely. So, that's it for this week. Thank you all for watching. I will see you guys next time. Bye.